In the center of our living room, I stood motionless, gripping a scrap of paper. Thanks for the money. I'm starting fresh with my partner. Good luck rebuilding from scratch. Her scrawl was sharp, rushed, as though leaving me wasn't enough. She had to make it theatrical. The $10 million satchel I'd handed her the night before had vanished. So had she. Her phone was dead, her whereabouts untraceable. Every trace of her presence wiped clean. I should have been enraged, broken, or frantic. But instead, a laugh slipped out. The bag she'd taken? Utterly empty. 5 years back, I met Claire at a lavish rooftop gala, steeped in ambition and expensive perfume. She had a way of leaning in during talks, her eyes locked on, her laughter a fraction too delayed, as if she were analyzing rather than listening. Back then, my ego assured me I was the cleverest in any room. 2 years later, we were wed. I gave her everything: a luxury apartment, a driver, a credit card with no limit and no questions. She played her part perfectly, charming investors at dinners, wrapped in silk dresses, her delicate hand always resting on my arm just as cameras clicked. I mistook her act for love. It was calculated. The signs emerged slowly, like a hairline. Crack in a glass goblet, small, dismissible, until it shatters. Her phone started lying face down. Late-night yoga sessions grew frequent. Laughter from the bathroom would stop the instant I walked in. And that smell, Lord, that smell, it wasn't hers. It was strong, spicy, foreign, male. So I waited, watched, and played the oblivious fool. She thought I was. 3 months ago, proof arrived. A private detective, concealed cameras, a city center apartment she'd secretly rented for herself and him, a former colleague I'd fired for inflating expenses. Amateurs. I didn't face her right away. Vengeance, like aged wine, requires time to mature. Instead, I began orchestrating her ruin. I funneled our shared accounts into protected ones. I replaced her access keys. I transferred the apartment's title to a holding company secured in a trust she couldn't touch. All of it was lawful, untraceable. I even created a fake ledger, hinting I'd just closed a massive offshore deal, 10 million in cash. I needed her to believe the lie. The final piece was the bag. I had it made from the same plush leather used by cartel runners, heavy, extravagant. I filled it with shredded paper wrapped in fake bills and slipped in a USB drive containing one file, a transfer to a non-existent account in her name in the Caymans. The night before she disappeared, I came home late, suit wrinkled, tie loose, cradling the decoy bag like it was precious. She was on the balcony, sipping wine, legs folded under her, robe slipping just enough to spark old feelings. I need a favor, I said, setting the bag on the marble counter. Just for tonight? It's too risky to leave at the office. Her eyes fixed on it, glinting like a magpie spotting a shiny object. What's in it? She asked. I gave a knowing half grin. 10 million reasons to trust me. She kissed me goodnight, her lips, those of a woman who'd already chosen her course. By morning, she was gone. So was the bag. All she left was that brief note, stuck to the coffee machine like a cruel taunt. But here's what she didn't know. I'd already wiped the building's security tapes. Her flight to Rio was booked under a name flagged by Interpol. The man she ran off with was already caught in a crypto fraud investigation. And the money she thought she'd stolen? Counterfeit. Traceable, with a small GPS chip sewn into the bag's lining. I didn't alert the police. I contacted the bank holding her new account and froze it. They got as far as Cartagena before Colombian authorities caught them. Fake money carries serious penalties there. Through an Interpol connection, I saw the arrest footage. Her face shifted, from shock to fury, then to that familiar smirk she'd flash when she thought she'd outwitted me. This time, it wavered. She screamed, fought. He tried to run. Both were handcuffed before reaching the hotel lobby. I let just enough of the arrest video leak to reach our social circle back home: investors, socialites, reporters eager for a scandalous story. Overnight, Claire became a cautionary tale. Headlines branded her a thief, a plotter, a would-be Bonnie who never got her Clyde. The apartment was sold to a tech tycoon. The story was buried under layers of shell companies and one well-timed anonymous tip. Nothing traced back to me. Sometimes, I still see her face in dreams, in news reports, in the shadows along the city streets. But I don't miss her. Not anymore. She thought she'd escaped with $10 million. In reality, she stole a bag of deceit, and I handed it to her with a steady look because betrayal only hurts once. The second time, It's a deliberate move. She taught me that lesson, and I repaid it in full.